This is Daily Armenia, CivilNet's daily news digest. Here's what's making headlines in Armenia today. Yerevan and Tehran are working on a comprehensive strategic partnership agreement, Iran's ambassador to Armenia, Mehdi Sobhani, revealed at a press conference held at the embassy yesterday. He also said Iran does not mind Armenia's partnership with the United States or the presence of the European Union monitoring mission in the country. The ambassador emphasized Iran's unwavering support for Armenia's territorial integrity and clarified Tehran's position on regional transportation routes. He stressed that while Iran supports the unblocking of regional communications, as does Armenia, it opposes any corridor-style arrangements that might compromise Armenia's national sovereignty. We are firm on the issue of our country's security. We are not joking. We will not discuss the issue of the so-called Zangezur corridor with anyone, with any country whatsoever, Sobhani said. Armenia has the capacity to defend itself, and its power should not be underestimated, he added, warning Azerbaijan against resorting to aggression to establish the corridor linking it with its Nakhichevan exclave by force. Last August, Iran engaged in a war of words with Russia over the issue, as Moscow supports the creation of a corridor, envisioning the deployment of its border guards to oversee the route, thereby increasing its presence in the region. At the time, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi declared that any extraterritorial corridor arrangement is a red line for Tehran, as it would cut off its border with Armenia. Ambassador Sobhani also addressed recent speculation regarding Iran's stance on Armenia's growing partnership with the West, affirming that Tehran respects Armenia's policy of diplomatic diversification. Last month, Armenia and the U.S. elevated their diplomatic ties by signing a charter on strategic partnership. Although the document does not offer security guarantees to Armenia, it lays the groundwork for expanded cooperation, particularly in civilian nuclear energy. The Armenian government has clearly stated to us that the recently signed document between the U.S. and Armenia is not directed against Iranian-Armenian relations, and emphasized that they will not take any steps that would harm Iranian-Armenian relations or Iran's interests, Sobhani explained. He also addressed the extension last week of the European Union monitoring mission in Armenia through February 2027. Armenia has assured us that the mission is solely aimed at maintaining stability and preventing tensions on the border, Sobhani said, adding that Armenia's developing relations with the EU may prove useful for Iran as well, both economically and politically. Air quality in Yerevan has reached an alarming level, with the municipality's 160 monitoring stations showing the air becoming increasingly unhealthy throughout each day. The Ministry of Environment also has 45 mobile and 5 stationary observation stations in the capital for atmospheric air quality monitoring. The worst indicators come from central Khanjan Street and the Nor-Nork district. According to Gohar Hagopian from the ministry's Atmospheric Air Quality Monitoring Service, in January, Yerevan's air pollution was recorded daily. Our monitoring registers the highest pollution in the central administrative district. The dust concentration is observed to exceed the limit almost daily, she said. Mass construction in various Yerevan neighborhoods and suburban areas is one of the main factors contributing to air pollution, with construction oversight lacking and preventative measures to reduce pollution rarely implemented. Other factors are the lack of sufficient green space and the ever-increasing number of automobiles in the city, especially because it is a common practice to remove their exhaust gas filters to sell the palladium inside. The Yerevan municipality promises to present an air quality improvement program soon and will propose legislative changes that could reduce the level of man-made pollution. In the latest episode of Insights, Eric Hagopian discusses the controversial comments regarding the Armenian genocide made by Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan during a recent visit to Switzerland, detailing their political and diplomatic ramifications. The episode also explores the latest business developments and economic trends in Armenia. You can find a link to the broadcast in this video's description. And finally, the CivilNet number of the day is 5. That's the number of Bollywood films that will be shown this weekend during the Indian Film Festival of Raj Kapoor at Yerevan's Kino Moscow Theatre in celebration of the director's 100th birthday. Presented by the Indian Embassy, the films include the romantic musical Satyam Shivam Sundaram and the comedy Anari. Armenian-Indian ties have gotten significantly closer in recent years, and thousands of Indian students and migrants currently call Armenia home. And as always, please follow CivilNet for the latest news and independent reporting from our contributors on the ground here in Armenia.